Hi everyone, welcome back to Learning Information Technology with Teacher Stone. I'm here today to share this exciting tool with you. Today, I'm going to show you how to use Pear Deck. Now, Pear Deck is an interactive presentation tool that we can use to actively engage our students in individual and social learning. I want you to bear in mind though that the students must have a stable connection to the internet to join your Pear Deck sessions, whether they are live or student paced. All right, so let's get to it. So I'm here on Google Slides and I'm going to be making a presentation and we're going to use Pear Deck to turn our presentation into an interactive one. We're going to add Pear Deck to our slides. So we're going to go to add-ons and then we're going to select get add-ons. And we're going to go ahead and type in Pear. Okay, there it is, Pear Deck for Google Slides add-on. I'm going to select that. And there we have it. So this is the one that we want. We're going to go ahead and select install. Continue. So it's going to ask me to choose the account that I want to sign up with. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to ask for some permission. So I'm going to allow. All right, done. And I'm going to close this. And here we have Pear Deck popping up to the right of our screen there. All right, so Pear Deck has some templates in its library that we can use. These templates can be used at the beginning of our lesson, during our lesson, and at the end of our lesson. So let's explore those that we can use at the beginning of our lesson. All right. And if we select one of these, we can always go ahead and change the text to ask a question that we want to ask or that relates to what we could have taught in the previous lesson. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and choose one of these. All right, and I can go ahead and change the question. So I'm going to ask, do you have any questions from the previous class? Alrighty. Okay, awesome. All right, and from the student screen, then they will have the space to put in the question that they have. All right. All right, so this lesson is going to be about charting operations. And so I have a video that I want to embed on a slide for my students to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a new slide. I'm going to use a blank one. All right, and then I'm going to insert the video. So this video is coming from YouTube. So I've already copied the URL. It's a video from my YouTube channel, Learning Information Technology with Teacher Stone. So I'm going to insert video and that's the URL and this is the actual video that I want. So I'm going to go ahead, click on that and select. So my video has been added to my slide. I'm just going to format that a bit on the page. All right, so I'm going to spread that out a bit. All right, almost there. All right, so that's our video. Let's just ensure that it plays, yes. Okay, so that works. All right, so after the students watch this video, there are some questions that I want to ask. So I'm going to add a new slide. So I'm going to select this one. All right, and I'm going to type my question here. So I'm going to be using an open-ended question so that the students can type their own response. What is the purpose of using charts and graphs? All right, so that's my question. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. Let me close that and go back. All right, and this is a text question. So on the student's screen, they're going to see the question. All right. All right, so the students will be able to type their responses to my question there. All right, so I have another question. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add another slide. All right. So I'm going to say list the different charts that can be created. All right. So that is another text question. So open-ended question for them to respond to. All right. And I'm going to add another slide now. I'm going to use a different type of question. So which of the following application software can be used to create charts? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this box right here. I don't need that. So I'm going to give them a choice. So we're going to select choice. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and click next there. So I'm going to put in my options. So my options, Microsoft Access. Option B is going to be Microsoft Word. Option C is going to be Microsoft Excel. And I'm going to add another option, Microsoft PowerPoint. All right, and I'm going to select Update Slide. All right, so there you go. We have a different question, a multiple choice question. So from the student screen, they will see, all right, all right, let me correct something there. All right. All right, so if you want to make a correction, you have to go back to the section and select choice. Once you're on the current slide, you cannot make corrections from the bottom section here. So you have to go back and click on choice, and it will bring up back the options that you provided for this question. And then you can go ahead and edit from there. All right. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so I want to use another of the question features. So I'm going to add another slide. All right, going to use a title and body slide. And I have a question here. So how many types of pie chart options were presented in the video? All right, so that's a question. I'm going to go ahead and delete this box here as usual. We don't need that. And that question is going to require a number answer. And so I'm going to click on number. All right, so we're turning that into a number response question. And we're going to update this slide there. Remember that you're not going to see the response on your screen while you're creating the presentation. You're not going to see the option for the students to respond to. All right. So we've added all our questions there. All right. So let's go back through that. So there's my beginning slide. There's my slide. Do you have any questions from the previous class? So that will allow students to type their own responses. Here I've embedded a video from my YouTube channel there. Students are going to watch it, and then they're going to be answering some questions. So this question requires an open-ended response. Here they're going to be listing based on what they saw in the video. They're going to be selecting the best option here. So we've given them a multiple choice option. And here they are going to be providing us with a number as to how many pie chart options they saw in the video. All right. All right. So having completed those questions, I want to get a feel of how my students felt about this exercise. So I'm going to go back to the template library, and I'm going to go to end of lesson, and I'm going to look for a slide that I can use. All right, I like this one. Circle how you are feeling. So I want to know how they feel. So that will give me a feedback as to how the information was received. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. All right. So my students now will be able to draw anywhere on this slide, as they will have to circle one of these options to let me know how they are feeling about the lesson. All right, so now that we're finished, I'm going to show you how to start the lesson. So we're going to go up here, start lesson. And you are presented with two options. A student-paced activity. This is where students can go on at their convenience and work through the content that you have presented there for them and to answer the questions. And you will be able to tell if the students have actually completed this activity. And then we have the instructor-paced activity. That option is useful when you're doing a live session and everybody can log in and you are monitoring as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select that option. It's going to take a few seconds to load, and then it's asking for permission. So we're going to grant that permission. Taking a few seconds to launch the presentation. All right, and here we are presented with a code. This code we will give to our students for them to access our presentation. And from there, we can open the dashboard and we can view the performance of our students. All right, so this is Pear Deck, a very interactive tool that brings about a little liveliness to your class. I hope you will try it out, and I hope you will enjoy using it just as much as I did.